D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I just finished Picard season 3, episode 2. And we found out some stuff. This was a pretty good episode, just like last week. It was also like last week, it was some setup, you know. And I hope that next week we just like really just hit the ground running and go full steam ahead. Because don't get me wrong, I understand setup. I get it. But I need just a little bit more, like in terms of like action and like there was no suspense in my opinion, but at the same time it was still pretty good. And I'm still very hesitant to be like full in on the whole like season 3's amazing hype that, like, for instance, Robert Bryan Burnett, and a lot of the bigger Trek fans, I'm trying to like Mahler liked it or whatnot, and then like Nerdrotic, I think he saw the first 4. Don't quote me on any of this. I can't remember all of it. There's just been some YouTubers that have said that it's pretty good, or it's good, or it's amazing, or whatever they said. And I love the last episode. I liked the last episode. I liked this episode. I'm any complaints I have are very small and just kind of nitpicky and everything. But I'm still very, very hesitant to be all like, oh my God, I love this track and everything, just because we've been burned so many times, you guys, that I can't, there's no way I can go in without being hesitant, and that hesitation probably won't, subside until I'll say like halfway through the season, just because if you remember last season, episode 1 and 2 were pretty good. I mean, they weren't like the best things ever, but they were pretty good. And then it just turned out to be a big, huge abortion of a season / show. Like, it was just a complete mess. And I mean, if you liked that season 2, I don't understand how you could like it, but if you did, great. So I'm going to break down this episode and get into some stuff. I know someone last week was all, I don't know what the right word to use is. Sorry, it's early. But I'm going to try to change things up a little bit for you guys, but it's going to take me some time because I got to learn all that nonsense. So back off. But I'm trying my hardest, okay? But I just want to share my enthusiasm for this show with you in the way that I can. So let's get to this breakdown. But before I do, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we just keep getting shoved to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. All right, so now we got that out of the way, let's get started on this breakdown. So it starts 2 weeks ago. I have to admit, I don't like it when scripts do this, when they're like 2 weeks ago. It's like, why don't you just tell us 2 weeks ago, like at the very beginning, first episode, so that way we can just, when we get to this part of the story, we're just already fully, invested. I know it's like, even the suspense and all that stuff, and I'm all like, I don't need that, but it's fine. So 2 weeks ago, and is his name John Crusher? Shoot, I'm horrible with names. If you don't know this already about me, I'm just telling you right now, I'm the worst with names. I'm the worst. So I think his name is John Crusher, Beverly's son. We learned that last episode. So he goes to this planet where he runs into some Fenris Rangers. And this guy who looks like, Freddy Krueger with his hamburger face, he's all like, give us your codes or we're coming aboard. And he's all like, I have medicine. Oh, I have medicine for people that have, gonorrhea or whatever it is they have, Romulan gonorrhea. And he's like, inspections then, huh? And he's all like, we have, antibiotics and everything. And he's all like, all this is to help out, and people die of Romulan gonorrhea, one person every minute or whatnot. And he's like, so now we've killed 10 people. Or he said, we've murdered 10 people. And I'm like, oh, get out of here with your drama, Mr. Crusher. I'm gonna call him Crusher. That's fun. Hey, Crusher. That's a fun name. He should go by that. Anyways, so he's like, what is this Romulan ale? Does that help out? And he's like, oh, it's a disinfectant. And I'm like, oh, that's a good point. I mean, like, if you're poor and you needed a disinfectant, throw some alcohol on it, I mean, like some, vodka, although that's such a waste. I'd rather just, get an infection. So then he's all like, is that a bribe? And he's like, no, if I was going to bribe you, I'd bribe you with these. And he pulls out some phasers, some phasers. So he bribes them with the phasers, and he's all like, some for you, some for some warlords or whatnot. I'm very curious as to why all these people are helping out this Shriek lady. So anyways, so then they take the stuff, because he's like, you give us 30% or 35%. He's like 30%, and everybody goes home happy, kind of thing. So they take the stuff, and then while he's doing it, he contacts somebody. He's like, I found him. And then we're back to present day. Now, this is called the Shriek. I don't remember. It doesn't even matter. They're like, it's from a bug on Earth or some crap like that. And I'm all like, is it those little beetly things? I don't know, man. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. The ship is very cool looking, though. It's very reminiscent of, I said it looked like kind of like a Vorlon or like a shadow ship from Babylon 5, maybe, but people were saying it looks like the one from the 2009 Star Trek, the Romulan ship. I'm like, it doesn't even matter. It's very cool. I like the little pointy things. Anyways, so they're sitting here and they're trying to get out, right? But they can't do it because they're in the nebula, and all their systems are pretty much fried, kind of thing. So they're like, we're just sitting ducks. And they're like, well, we have a shuttle. So like, we're going to get out of here. We can get out through the shuttle. And he's like, you've got a bigger fish sitting somewhere else, right? And so they're on the thing, and they can't get through or whatnot because, the nebula is messing with their systems. But they do get another ship out there, the Shriek or the Shrek or whatever it's called. And they're like, we need to go help them. And he's like, no, we're gonna sit right here. We're not, they want to be little golden boys or whatever. They can be golden boys, but we, they're in neutral territory. We don't owe them anything, kind of thing. I don't remember. I do like Shaw, the Captain Shaw. He's a douche, but I mean, he does have the right to be a douche. I mean, he's like, you guys brought me into this mess, and you've put in danger the lives of my crew. So of course I have the right to be a jerk. You guys have messed with my whole system, kind of thing. So then he's like, we're not gonna go to them. You can leave now. And so she leaves. So look at that. It's a Romulan ship. That's super fun. Okay, or it's a Romulan bird of prey. Oh no, it's not a Romulan bird of prey. A warship, whatever. I don't remember. A warbird. Yeah, there we go. So her systems are failing in the pod, so they need to get her to the thing, but they fire on the ship, and they destroy the shuttle. The shuttle is destroyed. So he's like, well, we need to figure something out. So then and then we get through these title sequence. So over at Rafi. Now listen, I was watching a stream this Saturday on it's called the Space Book. Go check it out. I'll leave a link. But Terry Matthias, I don't remember. Oh, I'm the worst. Okay. He got on, I'm just saying that, and he said Rafi, he wanted to keep Rafi from the original cast, but her story ties in really, really well. And we'll find out later who she's been talking to on the little intercom with the intelligence and everything. I still don't like this character. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't care. I don't care if her storyline in this show ends up being fantastic and super amazing. I do like the actress. The actress, I have nothing against her. I just want to say that right now, because I've seen her she was in Law and Order. Yeah, and she was great there. But the Rafi character, can't stand. I don't care if her story is the best storyline in this entire freaking show. I do not like this character at all. So, and then something happens in here that I'm just like, oh, I'm over this nonsense. Okay. So then she's all bummed out about this, which we find out that this was a recruitment center. I'm like, why would you attack at a recruitment center? But 117 people died. And so officially, it might be more. So she contacts intelligence and she's like, hey, she's all like, we're blaming that Romulan guy that she talked to last time. And Starfleet Command is terminating investigation until further notice. Suspect identified. And then she pulls up this guy, and this is the guy that she talked to last episode. And she's like, this guy, he's not a somebody that pulls the trigger kind of thing. He's just a guy that sets stuff up. And then she's like, I want to talk to this Ferengi guy that set up the deal. This guy, Sneed. I'm glad they put the names up here for me. She's like, I want to talk to him because he brokered the deal for the weapons. And they're like, you will not go forward. And she's like, 117 people are dead because, we didn't follow through. And he's like, yeah, and 118, it'll make it be 118 if you continue. Oh, here we go. And then should you continue? And do not engage. And she's like, terminate, I'm going. She's like, I'm going and everything. We find out later who she's been talking to. So then back on the ship, I can't remember what she says here, but she's all like, we need to go help them because I can't remember what they talk about. I'm sorry, you guys, because later on they do end up going to help them. So here we get Picard. He is setting up these little doohickeys. And so he's all like, what are you doing? And he's like, so they can't beam them out. So they can't beam him out, right? And that's what he was setting up. Later on, that comes into play, and I'm all like, you're dumb, Picard. You should have known that. So then I can't remember what they talk about here. I can't remember. So they try to pull him in with the tractor beam. And all of a sudden, okay, what I talked about earlier. Okay, so hold on. Let me go back. I'm sorry, you guys. So she talks about how, like, you need to go save them because you'll look good. You save 2 flyboys or whatever. Yada, yada. I can't remember, whatever. So he decides to go in and save them. And I thought this was pretty cool because while they're doing this, they just come in and they fly right in between and block the tractor beam. I was like, oh, that was pretty cool. And so they go to beam him on board and they can't do it. And he's like, something's stopping us. And he's like, Picard, the thingies that he set up. And I'm like, Picard, how can you not use that brain power, buddy? Use it. I'm like, of course, that's what's stopping them from bringing you on board. As soon as they showed up, you should have turned those things off. I'm like, that was a pretty dumb move. So they take them in. So she meets up with her ex-husband, who is like an artist, but a bartender. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Something about a bar. And she's all like, he's like, our son said you attacked him what was the word he used? You engaged him at his doctor's appointment. She's like, engaged him. That's not the right word. I can't remember the word they used. But she's like, I just wanted to see my granddaughter in person. Is that so bad? And he's like, you on the sauce? And she's like, no, I'm in Starfleet. You have to be. I want to be. And, and I think that the addiction storyline, I think it would be good if they didn't screw it up so badly in season 1. Like, they screwed it up so badly to the point where you're just like, I don't care about this character. I really don't. She's quite annoying, in my opinion. And the writers from season 1 and season 2 did this. They made me hate this character. So there's no way that I can love this character. But again, the actress is doing a very good job. She's a good actress, in my opinion. Anyways. So he's all like, I want you to set up a meeting with Sneed because you know these people. And he's like, he's a warlord. And he's like, I'll set up either a meeting with Sneed or with our son. You can have one, but I won't do both. And she picks Sneed, and she doesn't say it out loud, but he's like, it's what I thought. And I'm all like, first off, that's a really douchey move to make her choose between, because he said once her conspiracy theory brain starts working, that's when the drugs start coming on. But I'm all like, I understand that she's done you wrong, but you could give her just a little bit more credit that she's trying and she's doing her thing. And, she told him that she works for intelligence. And it just really, I don't know. I don't know how you feel, but I don't like, I felt like this was kind of like an ultimatum, and I don't like ultimatums at all. If you give me an ultimatum, I will choose what you do not, whatever you want me to choose, I will choose the opposite just as spite. Spite is a very powerful emotion, and me, I am all about it. I am petty as hell sometimes. Okay, anyways. So he sets up the deal or whatnot after all this. So then back on the ship, this is circling. I did like how it circled kind of thing. Like it was circling the ships. I thought that was kind of fun. So then I can't remember what's going on here, but they end up getting hailed. And we get this chick. I don't know this actress's name. Of course, we've seen her in stuff. Wasn't she in Pulp Fiction as the crazy chick in the diner? Love her. She's very unattractive. I just want to say that right now. Sorry, that's just how it is. She's very unattractive, but good actress. I enjoy this bad guy. And yeah, I enjoy her as a bad guy. She was a good bad guy in this episode. Like she's all like she knows she has the upper hand. She knows her ship is better. But she's all like, I'm gonna give you a chance to like, do what I want kind of thing without dying. But I mean, so she's like, I hate how she says Jean-Luc Picard. Like she's like Jean-Luc Picard and everything. And I'm all like, why are you guys saying it like that? Just say Jean-Luc Picard, okay? But anyways, so she basically says like, give me what I want, or I'll destroy you. And then she's like, she's like, she wants this kid. I don't know why she wants this kid. Obviously, I'm very curious to find out why she wants this kid. Like what did he do? Like, gosh, I hope it's something like so naughty, like he banged her and then like ghosted her. That'd be so good, even though it's so stupid. Anyways, he ghosted me and I'm a petty bitch. Anyways, so they scan her ship and she's got a buttload of weapons. Like somebody says every weapon you could imagine, she has. And so she's like, to test out my abilities, and what I could do to you. I'm going to show you what I can do. So she grabs this ship with the tractor beam and she throws it at him, and it hits him and it cracks the ship a little bit. And then he's like, what did she just do? And I'm all like, hey, stupid, did you not see what she just did? And then LaForge is all like, she threw a ship at us. And I'm all like, yeah, didn't like, duh, a gadoy, she threw a ship at you. Like, for this was not good writing in this one line. Like, what did she do? Like, hey, fucker, do you not have eyes? Can you see me right now? Like, okay. So they can't find anything on this woman. They give her name. I don't remember what it is. Valak? No, it's not it. That's not it. I made that up. Okay. So they talk to him and he's basically a con man, they say, because he's got all these aliases. Jack, can be. I don't know if any of these are Star Trek related. I'm not good. I have the worst memory when it comes to like fan databases and stuff like that. So I'm assuming some of these are references. I just don't remember what they are. I'll ask a friend later. I'll talk to him about this episode because he's very Star Trek. Like Star Trek is his jam. And he's always like, I've said this a million times, but I'll be like, what episode was it when this happened? And he'll be like, Star Trek Discovery, season 4, episode 1. And I'll be like, how do you know that and everything? Although he does not like Discovery. He fucking hates it. But everybody hates Discovery. Anyways, okay. So put him in the brig. And he's basically like, I'm going to turn him over unless you guys can come up with a good reason not to. So then they're trying to sit here. So he talks to him a little bit and nothing really happens. Because he asks him, who's your father? We find out Picard's his father, which you knew this. I knew this. I can't remember what they talk about here. But I don't understand why they don't just like, why he doesn't like, why they don't reveal all of the stuff, because he's all like, you're Beverly taught me all this stuff. She was my partner in crime. So this lady's doing drugs. She goes in there to meet with Sneed. I've already forgotten his name. And this guy's basically, I don't know who this actor is, but he did a good job. And it's nice to see aliens. I don't understand why they don't keep adding, why they don't add more aliens into this stuff. Like, that's my question. Why don't they have more and more aliens? Like, it's Star Trek, aliens, duh. Like, everybody's a human or a humanoid creature. Like, throw in something with tentacles or something. I don't know. Anyways, okay, so she sits down. She's like, I work with Romo Tomasi or whatever his name is, the Romulan from last episode. And he's like, I know everybody. And she's like, listen, I got money. I got these little crystally things. I want to know who you brokered the deal with to get that tech. And he's like, this smells like Star. If you get stung a bunch of times, you can see the sting coming. And this feels like Starfleet all over it. Section 31. He's like, you're going to prove that you're not Starfleet by taking these drugs. So she sprays the drugs, and he's like, who do you work for? And she's like, that Romo Tomasi guy. I'm just going to say that because I don't remember his name. He's like, you're good. He's like, you've been on the sauce way before, you're able to fight it longer. He's like, I call it something. I can't remember what he called the drug because it pulls you in and out. And then they do this fuzzy like thing or whatever. I don't know, man. So then he's like, you don't work for Romo Tomasi because I know everybody that works for him. And oh crap, he pulls out his head. Where's his head at? Hold on, give me 2 seconds. I'm trying to find it. Oh, there he is. There's his head. He's like, here's Romo Tomasi's head. Hold on, let's see him put it on the thing. There it is. There's his head. Like, hey. And he's all like, they're gonna chop you up and everything. And then all of a sudden, she like is passing out, but then Worf shows up. Sorry, I'm not getting very good things. Hold on. There. So Worf shows up and he like slashes through everybody. It was I didn't like the directing on this part of the program because I'm like, listen, if you have Worf show up and he's chopping people's heads off, I want to see it. And they kept doing that thing where it blurred in and out because she was watching. She was like, and everything. I'm like, come on, and everything. But Worf is all like, I said not to engage. And I'm all like, so it was Worf she was talking to. And that's one thing I do like about the writing in terms of some people, they would draw this whole thing out for like if this was the season 1 and season 2, they would have drawn this out of who she was talking to until like the last episode, and they would have been so dumb to do that. This one, I like that they told us like right away, like this is who she was talking to. He's working for Section 31, maybe. I'm not quite sure, but we'll see. But I think he is. So he takes her out, and that's the last of that. So then back on the ship, they can't run because she'll blow a hole in them. They can't fight because they're outgunned or whatnot. So they're like, what do we do? And he's all like, why are we helping him? And he's like, because he's my son. So then he escapes from here because he tricks this guy. He wakes up Beverly because I don't know why they're bringing him in. He's like, he's my son. So she's like, oh, you guys got right on the thing. So then I can't remember what they say here. Long story short, she's all like, I'm trying to remember. She's basically like, I'm gonna kill you. So he's like, we still have 15 minutes. So they're trying to find him and everything. And he gets to the teleporter room. And this is where he tells him he's his son, so they can't let him go. And then here comes Beverly. She doesn't say anything, but he went to the teleporter room because he was going to teleport himself over to the Shriek to give himself up so they didn't sacrifice themselves for him, which is honorable. And he's like, turn off the thing. Let's do this kind of thing. So they fire upon her, and then they run. And she's like, yeah, let's do this. She's like, follow him and chase him down, everything. So then he's like, let's hide in the nebula. And I was like, we're staying in this nebula. This isn't not going to be, it'll be fun. But I'm all like, come on, man. Come on. I don't know. We'll see. I'm still intrigued. And they fly into the thing and she's all super happy. And then that's the end of the episode. So sorry, it took so long to explain that. So like I said before, good episode. I enjoyed it. Again, I'm still hesitant, not because I don't think that it could be good. It's just, again, they burned me way too many times for me to be all like, this is amazing. So when we get to some further episodes, maybe episode 4, I'll tell you if I'm like all in, But so far, pretty good. I'm happy that it hasn't upset me yet with its nonsense. I'm glad Laris hasn't showed up as some time dweller or some crap like that, or we haven't got intersectional feminism thrown in there for some dumb reason. They're all like, I'm glad that the Borg didn't show up, and they're all like, hey, peace treaty, and you're all like, what's going on here? This is weird. So that is my breakdown and review of this episode. If you're not watching it, I would say go ahead and try it out. I mean, if everybody's saying it's good, that usually crap all over it, it's probably at least at minimum decent. So I'm here for it. I'm gonna watch it no matter what, because it's Star Trek. How can you not watch Star Trek? But I would say this was definitely a solid episode. I'm looking forward to next week to see what happens, which is new for me when it comes to Star Trek. But tell me what you guys thought about this episode. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What was your favorite part? It had to be the Worf scene, right? Where he's like slicing people's head off, even though it was all blurry, blurry vision or whatnot. But tell me what you guys thought. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week on my breakdown and review of Star Trek Picard. You guys have a good week. Live long and prosper. Bye.